What's going on, everybody? It's Bear Bear, California Bear. It is August 18th, 12:45 p.m. in beautiful Basak, Mandaue City, Cebu, Philippines. It's been a long time. Hope everybody can hear me. Let me move the microphone here. It's bothering me here. Sorry. It's been a while since I've done this. There we go. You should be able to hear me there. There we go. Anyways, lots been happening since my last live, I guess. Um, Start off by saying thank you, 386 subscribers, as I last just checked right now. Uh, I've been off YouTube on and on. I just been back recently. Reasons being both it's been my health and also time wise that it takes to actually not uploading videos, but actually the editing part now with also with all the basically with the what do you call it, the Privacy Act. That so much now that I'm just not even doing that anymore. What I'm just doing is putting my disclosure about Privacy Act, and if anybody wants me to remove that part, I'll just go ahead back and just edit that part out for now. And the other part is that I'm running out of memory, both on my laptop, my external hard drives, and memory card that I have. I'm out. So basically, I really have not been shooting too many videos other than what I have backed up. And even then, whatever I upload, I throw away right away. I just upload it to YouTube and just throw away whatever else I have. How you doing? It's on all. How you doing? Thank you for coming on. During this playtime show. I think I know who that is. How you doing? It's this. I'm here. I'm here in Basak. I'm waiting for the boys to get out of school. So I came over here to Shell Station where they have Wi-Fi. I had a burger. Now I'm just cooling off, drinking some water, and doing my live stream, and saying that basically this might be my last live stream here in Philippines because I got less than 2 weeks left before I have to head back to America. Everything is set in motion already. I did everything I came to do already. The main goal was to fix the paperwork for my son. I got married also. It was a process. The exit clearance got done 2 weeks ago. I got my ticket already, ready to go next month. And that's it. I'm out of here, guys. You know, I stayed a lot longer than I thought I was going to stay, and it was all good. It was an experience. I didn't know really what I was going to say. I had a lot of things I thought I was going to say ahead of time, but I don't know. Now that I'm here saying it, I don't know how to say it, basically. But I'm gonna tell a story, basically, how this whole YouTube thing started, actually. So I'll do that instead. Basically, YouTube was basically therapy for me. It wasn't me to try to make money or get rich or have thousands of subscribers and all that. Basically, it was me doing a vlog before I even had a YouTube channel. After I had my stroke and I was learning how to speak and coherently, how to put sentences together and thoughts and everything, you know, I was doing that. So every morning while I get up, I just stand in front of my laptop and start doing that. And I used to watch a lot of YouTube. So I said, why don't I just start uploading some videos? And I did. And instead of videos, I started doing live streams because I didn't know how to really, I didn't know. I didn't know how to do a lot of that stuff. I didn't know how to upload videos on the YouTube. I didn't know even after I saved videos on my laptop where they went, which file they went. My brain was just scattered. So it's been a process. It's 2 years I've had a YouTube channel. It's been a process of learning and stuff and everything. And if any of you guys have time, I've been on my channel just recently. Go back to the very beginning and see some of the live streams when I used to speak, and then I used to just go off into space and just in mid sentence I'd forget what I was saying and stuff, and I've progressed to the point where I'm at now. Now they used to have with this channel, you got to actually pay. But there used to be a channel on your local TV and cable. You could pay time, and you'd have, as long as it wasn't vulgar or anything like that, you can have your own channel, airtime. And then the internet came on, and then now YouTube, as long as you follow the guidelines, you do whatever. So that's what it was. It was just it was therapy for me to start speaking about it. So then it got a little bit more personal when I started saying things about my life, about my health, about my situation, about my family. And that's basically what the beginning of my channel was, with like when and how and when am I going to be with my family again. And as of last year, on October the 2nd, that finally happened. I came here to Cebu after being gone for 4 years. My son was not even, it was barely going to be 3 months old when I left. When I came back, he was 4 years old. And I got reunited with my son, my girlfriend, now my wife, and my other son, his older brother. And we've been living together as a family. And now, no matter a couple of weeks, that's all going to be gone again. And this channel is going to take another turn again. Not so much as like, when am I coming back or what, but basically to rebuild everything that's been like just gone or lost actually in my life. As far as like starting all over again in my 50s, starting life all over again. I look forward to it. I look forward to the challenge, because somebody asked me a week ago or two ago, "Oh, are you excited to go back home? Are you counting the days?" I said, "No, I'm not." And it's kind of bittersweet feeling. I'm not happy. I'm not sad. It just is what it is. It's just since day one. I've been living peacefully with my family here, and just like time doesn't exist for me. It doesn't. And now I'm gonna go back to the grind, and just deal with everything that I just left behind. So as we talk about YouTube, I started associating with channels that are part of a community, a YouTube blogger community from the Philippines. And I started just joining just about every single one of them, right? The ones that suit me, like travel bloggers, not really. Just basically just more like, bloggers that expats that live in the Philippines. More, tend to more family oriented type, people my age, whatnot. Anyways, I started like associating more channels and stuff. Hi, Lion, Andrew, how you doing? And I started participating in some of their live streams and stuff. And for me, it was a big thing. Like, after being locked up in my house for almost 2 years, not being able to work or being going out, other than just when I go to the doctor's appointments or the pharmacy to pick up my medications, I had no association with people, conversations. Right now, I'm living in Cebu, in the Philippines. But I'm originally from San Diego, California. That's where my residence is. But right now, I've been here in Cebu with my family since October of last year. So, to be able to go, hey, what's up, Jeff? What's going on? Glad you can join me. So, anyways, so as I started joining these live streams, I started participating and chatting, but then they were open the panels. So I started participating in some of them. There was like Philippine Antics was one of the main ones. And everybody got to know my face there, I was the guy that was always on there. And that's what people know me as. Oh, well, you're the guy on Philippine Antics. Oh, you're friends. I got associated with them. Then also our Philippine Journey, Mike and Arlen. I was part of their group also on their live streams. Who else also? Um, Phil in the Philippines also. I was in his live streams a couple of times, right? To me, it was just like, hey, I got to participate. I got to be on camera, and like, I didn't really say much because I was just like, I couldn't like go from my thoughts. First, it took me a while to get my thoughts, in my brain, and to be able to speak without eloquently to what I wanted to say. But there was one channel that I really actually liked, and actually to me, these channels, when you got born. I don't understand your question. Well, born. I got born in 1970, and where I was born was in San Diego, California. If that's what you're asking, I don't understand exactly. If you could elaborate your question a little better, I would answer it properly. Um, Again, what I was born at. Oh, well, nice to know that you were born in 2014. You, what, 14, 10, 11 years old. Happy birthday. Anyways, back to what I was saying. I will look forward to these shows on these channels at a certain time. It will come on like in the afternoon on time. Like Pacific Standard Time. What's over here was in the morning, like 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night. They would restrict their channel so they wouldn't like impede on each other's timeline. Their half hour, like 20-minute video, 10-minute videos or live streams. They'll do in between days so they wouldn't, step on anybody's shoes. That was cool. So I would just sit there waiting, like when I was a kid, waiting for my cartoons. And I'm like, oh, all right, Going back to, like I was saying, those channels there. But there was one channel that I really, really, really I really liked and admire. And he's no longer around. And his name was Robert. And it was Rob's Coffee Shop. And I joined that channel, from pretty much almost the very beginning when he started. He had a handful, like a couple hundred maybe, even less. He came up on my feed. And it was an older gentleman, right? And he was just like kind of cool, man. He was like your uncle, basically. Yeah, your uncle, And he was just talking about like subjects and everything, And he had this voice, this captivating voice. That was like a radio voice, right? Not saying anything about his face. And I started following him, and then I remember one time, he went from his kitchen or somewhere, his dining room area, to like this little water closet. I'm like, dude, and you could really hear it. There was an echo, and I suggested, hey, sir, no disrespect, and I bluntly said, you might want to invest on a microphone or something because, and he didn't take it personal. He was cool about it. Because that's one thing with like these YouTubers, man. You say something like, oh my God, they take it out like, oh, how dare you say something, And it's not even them. It's like their supporters, their subscribers. If they see a negative comment or something that, oh, they'll attack you, man. They'll eat your life. If you, Jeff, am I right? Jack, am I correct about supporters? Whatever you call those guys. I call them minions. Anyways, no, he was pretty cool about it, you know. And then after that, you know, he went back, and then his show, you know, got better. You know, he had topics. I mean, he had structure, and I liked that. It was entertainment. You know, it was funny. It's captivating. He started it off with like this little humorous thing. You know, I just loved it. It was like just what I liked on his show, and he always had like his little ending thing to it. And I don't know, it's just I liked it. So I used to comment on it every time, and I wouldn't like just small comments, like big comments. To like, dude, I would write like paragraphs of just comments. You know, I just caused attention. So we started communicating back and forth and stuff. And then he gave me his WhatsApp, his email, and his WhatsApp. Do I speak Tagalog? No, I do not speak Tagalog at all, and I hardly even understand it. Whatever, maybe whatever words are in Spanish or English, I do, but I understand a little bit more beside than I do Tagalog actually. Rhonda's life adventure. Good day. How you doing, Rhonda? Nice to meet you. So, anyways, Robert and I started conversing outside YouTube, and we actually had conversations, you know, on WhatsApp, you know, and to the point that we actually started like a video chatting and stuff. And on one conversation we had was because my comment on one of his videos caught his attention. Like many YouTubers, they talk about budgets, and they talk about like, hey, you need so much money to really live here, and there's no way you're going to live on a income of, we'll say, $1,000. If you do, plan on living in a little cubao out on the beach somewhere if you're lucky. So I sarcastically said, well, I guess I'll be one of those like people, lucky people living in cubao out on the beach. And he reached out to me. And so, hey, and he's calling by my first name. He's the only one that does that because we introduce each other like men. I told him my name, my full name, and he said, hey. And then, yeah, sir, I did say that. So hey, you know, so yeah, I got an idea. I'm thinking of doing something extra on my channel as far as like interviewing YouTubers and also interviewing, you know, just regular people like commenters. Would you be interested? Yeah, sure, why not? Not thinking what I was getting myself into yet, you know, and sure, no problem. So then, you know, like we set up a time and date to do it on live stream. And he did. He took the time to do it on live stream, you know, to do just to set it up. You know, it's a service that you got to pay. I mean, you know, it's a service you have to pay. I don't know how much it is, whatever. So he emailed me the password and everything. I got on there, and we talked about for like almost 15, 20 minutes, and we're shooting it up. He introduced himself and tell me about his life and everything, you know, and then just a little bit about me, you know. He was just like, you know, getting a feel for me, and then I'll say, okay, you ready? I'm like, yeah, sure. And then he counts 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hey, we go into interview. He starts asking me questions, one after another, and after another one. I'm like, oh, dude, I totally muffed it up, guys. I muffed it up. I was so bad in the interview. I was all over the panel, dude. Seriously, because like I said, my thoughts, man. The best way I could describe it, I was like a retarded Yoda. That's how I used to answer questions. Remember how Yoda used to speak? Oh, here I am in this place. I am something like that. Well, I would answer that, but like upside down, scrambled letters. That's how bad I was, you know. And I just like answered some questions, like, you know, when he would ask me questions about retiring, I said, well, that's the thing. You know, people think that they're going to go to retire. No, you go there to die. And he kind of like looked at me like, whoa, I was very blunt. I had no filter at all. And I still believe that people come here to the Philippines, okay, retire, but that's enough way of saying that you're going to come here to die comfortably, obviously, right? You know, there's some bloggers that say, well, I gotta make sure that you're gonna be here with the best hospitals, and you know, you're gonna have like this. And yeah, of course you do, dude. You don't come here to be miserable. But then again, you know, do you want to be miserable here, or you want to be miserable, you know, back in the States or wherever you're from? I mean, those are the kind of things that I was saying. I was just very blunt. But anyways, long story short, we did the interview in two parts, and like halfway through it, he stopped me and said, "You know my name again?" He said, "You're gonna get a lot of shit for this. You know that, right?" I said, "Yeah, I know, sir. I know. It's YouTube. It's the internet. I knew that since day one when I opened up myself that it's gonna happen." Okay, well, just as long as you know that. And I was getting ready. He was gonna release it the next week, and the next week happened, and it didn't. And I did a rebuttal. I did a video just before he released it, just in case people come to my channel. And I did a live stream saying, "Hey, well, I just like trying to protect myself, get ready for what people are going to say and think and everything." He never released it. He actually sent me a copy of it. They're somewhere in my emails. If they're still around, I don't know. I mean, after he stopped this channel, I don't know. I don't know if I can get access to it through my email and stuff. They were in there and stuff. I remember actually, it was so bad, guys. It was so bad. I mean, like I said, I was all over them. She's trying to and he was so polite even then and stuff. And I remember he said that I was gonna get a lot of shit, and maybe he stopped because he just felt sorry for me. It's like, dude, you know. The other thing he did say that did like kind of stuck with me. He said this of it, and I'll say my name now. But no secret. So Victor, yeah, Robert. And so you're a good man, Victor. Okay, I'm a good man. Why do you say that? Because you take care of your family. And I can see that you really care about your family and you love your family very much. Yeah, I do. I love my family a lot. They're my family. And the thing is that, it's like that little boy is my son. Any idiot can make a kid, but it takes a real man to be a parent, to raise a child. So that being said, Mr. Kinsey, I wasn't raising a child for 4 years. I was supporting a child. But now for the last, 10, 10 months, I got to be a parent for the first time. I got to feed my son. I mean, not just like go buy food. I got to cook for him. Just like today, the last 3 or 4 days, my wife has had to go take out her mother to the doctors. I have to take care of our boy. That means I have to make breakfast and then lunch for him and then get him ready for school, take him to school, pick him up, bring him back, make dinner for him, do part of his homework. Hi, Jeffrey Manon. How you doing? Yeah. And that's priceless, man. I just never thought I was going to experience that. Thank you, Jeff. I really appreciate that. And the part that I said that I expected a lot of shit was that the same thing I kind of not did here too much at first when I got here. It's the same thing I didn't do on my personal Facebook. I didn't expose too many pictures, or should I say, release too many pictures. My wife took care of that. She tagged me in a lot of stuff. I mean, when I first left, I had her in a nice apartment, on the 8th floor. Nice apartment and everything, but all that, The rest is history. But anyways, she had to move to where we live, where I'm at now. And it is what it is. I'm not gonna say anything bad. It is what it is. Yeah, I see the difference, dude. I was looking at pictures. I was downloading some pictures and videos, and I saw the video of when I first got off the plane, or actually when I landed. Just what I looked like. And single, may blog. No, I'm not single. I'm married. Um, no, like I said, remember Jeff? We talked about this. I'm very surprised. Have not gotten any shit or comments of people saying of where I